So do you take your gum with or without the crust?
The crust?
Yeah, like that, the little the shiny crust that makes it spicy when it hits your tooth.
What? What are
Yeah,
you?
the gum crust.
The gust?
Gussie?
I was waiting for you to say that, Gussie.
What a way to come back.
Oh yes, though. You know what? Maybe no, I'm just gonna nip that in the bud.
Uh, Speaking of nipped in the bud, we nearly nipped this in the bud after a while, huh? Felt like it.
For those at home, me and my co-host here attempted to record some premium Minecraft gameplay for you guys. Only my partner did not know how Minecraft works,
Let's
so
let's get it straight. I'm a fucking idiot, and I don't know how the world works anymore because it's scary and loud. The phone does too much. Back in my day, you watched the rocket go up in the sky, and that was as much close you got to like technology as it did.
oh shit.
Now you got all these Minecraft realms. We got a high pixel. We got the VPNs. I don't know what a VPN is, but I'd rather put my PP in the end of a fucking toaster.
Man, these are some quality villagers here.
I'm glad you're having fun. By the way, in honor of let's just say the Fallen, which we'll get into later, I'm sure. Uh, Pip is recording us some very tasty Minecraft gameplay.
Thank you.
Shoot, I believe from now on for the podcast, just to add some visual flair, and not using an image that is not cropped properly for YouTube. We'll now record gameplay, at least one of us, maybe at the same time, if we ever get it fucking working. But sometimes together, sometimes just one of us. So that way, you know, we keep it fresh and distinguished. And of course, you're playing Minecraft because
Because a very personal, he was personal to a lot of people, but an idol of mine recently passed away from sarcoma, a rare form of cancer, and that would be the man,
Shinzo Abe.
Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan. Uh, no, the man who passed away is, of course, Technoblade. He also, in his video, said his name was Alex, and he had a very personal impact on me. I was a big fan. I watched all the streams. I kept up with the Dream SMP lore. He's in one of my D&D games as a major NPC. Very personal to me and a lot of folk. Mr. Blade was, and so in honor of his name, Minecraft.
In honor of his name, I will be forced to buy a Minecraft realm, quote unquote, so we can continue on the legacy and have something else to do.
Yes. Until then, I am playing on the server I made for our podcast. It actually has a really good seed.
I wouldn't know. I cannot. I love Technoblade as well. He was just a charming guy. Seemed to be one of the new cover YouTubers that cannot possibly be child predators because they're also basically children. So that's a plus.
Is
And
that a
just,
cat? It's a
but
cat.
I can tell you how little I know about Minecraft at all, as expressed by my inability to do a simple multiplayer. But yeah, rest in peace, Technoblade. He was a pretty cool dude.
He was.
It got me thinking on like, you know, I guess our topic now we're feeling, sullen is like, well, what also makes us sullen is the fading of our youth. What, like other YouTubers growing up, specifically Minecraft YouTubers, I guess, would be like impactful as Technoblade was, because I have a few of my own.
So, if we're talking about YouTubers who are very impactful on me, uh, obviously Sky does Minecraft. I feel like everybody was a Sky does Minecraft kid.
Skydo's Minecraft is like, I don't know how to describe him now. It's just,
Interesting.
I mean, back in the day, he was just this loud, screaming guy who did mod reviews. I remember that age before
Before
everything was
mini games.
before mini games were trying not to laugh.
I remember
Serious.
when he swore. I remember the swearing Sky Does Minecraft phase. He stopped doing that after a while.
Yeah.
Other ones I liked was I was a big fan of Bajan Canadian and ASF Jerome. They were cool. I was mildly fond of Woofles, Gizzy Gaza. There's one more out there. I forget his name, but I think he was my first introduction to visual novels because he played the Mob Talker mod, which was all about seducing the various mobs in the game.
Wait, that was that like a Minecraft horror map thing, where
No,
like it was they programmed it, or is that? Oh wait, I think we know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's that weird, crappy clip art visual novel game that every Minecrafter played eventually.
yeah. I ended up watching a lot of him, specifically I forget who he is. He's still active. Like he never stopped. I don't think he does Minecraft visual novels anymore. But I remember a few months ago I tracked down his channel. Yeah, he's still uploading. Ooh. He's still uploading.
How many of I want to ask the question, how many Minecraft visual novels are there up currently? And the answer is something
Too
between
many?
too many and too many. And
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Okay, it was bad enough finding out there was a fucking romance writer. Did you see that video of the romance writer?
Which one?
Um, uh, the romance writer who wrote a romance novel in Minecraft.
I did not see that.
It was, I forget who did the video. But basically he got a bunch of YouTubers together and read out this legitimate like romance novelist who saw Minecraft and thought, wow, isolation, that seems to be like fucking a breeding ground for breeding. And so she wrote a fucking Minecraft story with fucking Minecraft logic in it
Yes.
between Steve and Alex.
I'll have to look into that.
And is written like any other dime store fucking like romance novel.
Uh, I will look into that though. Before I ask you your favorite Minecraft YouTubers, I gotta ask: are you Team Steve or are you Team Alex?
At some point in my life, I knew what those things meant. It's like a latent memory. I don't remember what
What?
the fuck you're talking about.
This guy is selling a great sword. Oh my god. This is an amazing seed.
I thought you were gonna be like mock shocked at me. Oh, you mean Steve and Alex from Minecraft? I just mentioned those names. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yes, you fucking dumbass.
I'm. I can't say Team Steve because it's gonna sound like I'm discriminatory towards you, can I?
Hey, I could be Team Steve. Who knows?
You're not Team Steve.
I could be Team Steve.
What's your? Go to your inventory and show your skin right now.
I am. For those who don't know, it is Gloria from Pokemon.
Yep. Does that look like something a Team Stever would have in their fucking skin decks?
It would for a long time before Alex existed.
I'm pretty sure Gloria exists after Alex existed.
Yeah, I mean, Gloria specifically, yeah, but people have been transing Steve's gender for years.
I, don't, I wouldn't call it transing so much as just putting female skins in the game.
Yeah, but before you only had Steve, and now you have Alex, and whoa. Oh yeah, this is the new cave generation.
Ah, yes. Cave generation.
You get underwater caves now.
That wasn't a thing before?
Not really. You could get little lakes underwater, but now it's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy, the passage of time. My favorite YouTubers actually, I got into the group The Creatures. Who remembers those guys?
Sounds like a
Did you,
bad band.
did you ever watch The Creatures? You didn't?
I've never heard of them.
Seriously.
Seriously.
It was one of the first collaboration channels where you got a bunch of people, a bunch of YouTubers who like live together. Nowadays we'd call it a hype house, but
Right.
this was way before that ever. Like
Way before the
this,
Team Crafted days.
yeah. Like it wasn't just a Team Crafted thing too. Like all these guys who all play Minecraft together. Like no, the Creatures were a YouTube group that lived together. Like you know, the Yogscast existed, and they like shared an office. Like the creatures were originally, I believe it was Kutra, Dan's News, Junkyard, Gassy Mexican.
I know Gassy Mexican.
I believe Chilled Chaos was even part of it for a minute.
Chilled was a part of it?
For a very brief window. Uber Haxanova and Seamus.
Okay, I'm familiar with a lot of these names.
And Sly Fox Hound was part of it.
Sly Fox was creatures?
Yes, he was heavily creatures in the very early days. I believe they all got together starting to play Minecraft. And eventually they branched out because, again, it became this hype house sort of thing now where they created a creature house and they lived together and made skits and whatnot. Also, Uber Haxanova eventually joined as well.
Right, you mentioned him.
Right, and, well, eventually, Junk, Chilled, and Gassy, like, dropped out. Like, the first major leaving, I believe, was Gassy. He was, like, the first one that was really announced. The other two dropped off without much fanfare. But it was one of the earliest sort of, like, conglomerations of YouTubers living in the same house. And I followed them, like, dedicated-wise, mostly because of Uber Haxanova. He was my favorite. He was the Hispanic guy who always yelled and sweared and had the biggest reactions. And him and Spoonerism, or a guy called Spoon, his full name was Spoonerism, which wasn't his full name because it's not his fucking name. But
the Spoony one?
Fucking, yeah, Spoonerism, not Spoony.
Spoony one?
What?
Oh, you don't know about Spoony one.
I don't. I'm describing this shit to you, and you think I'm aware of anything that may or may not
You of all people, I expected you to be into Spoony.
I don't know who Spoony is.
May you sweet summer child, you do not know the pain. Why there's so many fucking creepers?
Let me quick look it up. Spoony. Anyway, yeah. So, not to get bogged down. I really did love. Oh, I remember Spoony now. Oh no, not Spoony. Anyway. Now I'm just sad in general. Not just nostalgic sad, I'm just sad.
Why there's so many baby zombies down here?
Speaking of baby zombies, Roe vs. Wade, anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Along with things that have died recently. But yeah, Raxanova was the loud guy who tag teamed with this guy called Spoon a lot. They did Minecraft adventure maps back when they were a thing.
Right.
Eventually, Kutra joined with them, and that's how they got into the creatures. And eventually, they just started playing games together, and it became like this sort of like nowadays you have like streamers who always like stream and play games together. What was it? Fucking a Ludwig, whatever that is.
Oh, Ludwig.
A Ludwig and a couple other guys. They all do crazy stuff on stream together. Before then, you had group channels. And let me tell you, they all failed for reasons very similar. Do I want to go into the downfall of Rome, i.e. the Creatures YouTube channel?
If we're going to get into the downfall of something called Rome, it'd be Team Crafted, because Team Crafted was the biggest, and they failed the hardest.
Remind me again about Team Crafted.
So Team Crafted was Sky Does Minecraft, Galaxy MC. Hey, gotcha, Hannah. There's a cameo from my little sister. Okay, so Team Crafted was Galaxy MC, I believe that was his name, Deadlock, Sky Does Minecraft, Beijing Canadian, Jerome ASF, and I believe Ross?
Yes.
I want to say Captain Sparkles, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't on there.
He wasn't, I don't believe. I don't think he was ever on anything, really. If anything, he was just with Anvenom the entire time.
Yeah.
On their own unproblematic island.
So Team Crafted, they were the biggest Minecraft YouTubers at the time. Like, by far. And they stayed individually very big for a while. But they decided they were going to form, they were one of the first big hype houses. And not a lot was known what they were doing at the time. They released a very well animated video showing, themselves getting into a funny situation. But then a lot ever since has come out from behind the scenes what exactly Team Crafted was and why it fell apart. All the members of Team Crafted have been pretty forthright with it. And for a brief time, they didn't so much get back together as Sky Does Minecraft and I think Beijing Canadian did a podcast together, and they were getting old members of Team Crafted back together to just talk about their experiences. And from what they've said, basically behind the scenes, it was nothing but partying and drinking. And some people, it just turned into like complete debauchery. Some people were cool with it. I remember Sky apparently was really big into it, while other members like Deadlocks were 16 at the time, or they were very young.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, we never talk about that. Deadlocks was one of the biggest faces in Minecraft. He was a teenager when he got big.
Yeah, he always sounded like older.
He did. It was so weird hearing him come back on the interview with Sky Does Minecraft, because now he sounds older, and he was talking about what he's doing, and apparently he has a wife and kids, and he supports them by editing other content creators' Fortnite videos. It's
I
crazy.
mean, it's weird how like you discover your talents. Like, oh, I'm not a content creator; I'm a video editor. But to do that, you have to create your own content first. You just have a bunch of editors. Like, oh yeah, a Twitch streamer or something would be like, oh yeah, this is my editor, and you look them up, and they're like, oh yeah, he made Minecraft videos when he was like fucking 8, and edited them himself, and now he like works for Ninja or something stupid.
God. Team Crafted was a very interesting lightning in a bottle, as it had a ton of publicity. They were all giant names, and it failed so utterly miserably. Around that time is when I believe that's when Sky ended up breaking up with his first girlfriend. Around that time, Donables, which was a whole saga, and that
I can't. I hate it when YouTubers date, because you have to be like Sky Does Minecraft and Donables. I'm like, I'm not seeing that on a wedding registry, but they definitely would make one just for the YouTube video.
yeah.
And it makes me sad that a preacher who doesn't understand the internet still has to say it out loud.
I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Here today we are gathered to join Butt Lover 69 and his wife to be betrothed, Triangle Unicorn Farts.
I haven't been wearing my iron chest plate.
Here is their together in front of their Discord server to be lawfully wedded.
I'm gonna get married in front of our Discord server.
This is all, by the way, in call. Like, it's not real.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get our Discord server and I'm gonna invite him to my wedding. Not our wedding. I ain't marrying fucking you.
I don't blame you. I'd just go in person, because I'm not having an on-call wedding. Like, I feel there are very little things on this earth now that you can justify going outside for. Weddings are one of them. Like, weddings are one of those things you're like, yeah, I'm going to travel for the express purpose of destroying my body for the sake of social clout. And it's going to be socially acceptable and fine and fun. That's it. It's between that, funerals, and, like, a guy returning from war or something.
Very varied occasions.
But yeah, like, what else? Like, everything else, you're like, oh, now you just get it online. Fucking order a marriage certificate.
Our friend Sky got married over like a fucking Zoom call.
Her situation is so much more different than what possibly... Not to put Sky on blast, but
lovely artist, by the way. Everybody should check them out on Twitter. I believe they're at Ashley Mason. Great work. They're a very good artist.
Yeah, she got married super young because of military benefits. So I don't think we can say she's the prime example of, oh yeah, just do it online.
I mean, it worked.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would also marry for... We used to marry for, like, diplomatic reasons, for the sake of it, like kingdoms being in peace or whatnot. I'd marry someone for a discount at Sears.
You know,
it's just on paper, fuck it.
Sometimes you gotta marry someone so you can get the veterans discount at Chick-fil-A. Don't want any stolen valor.
I feel like I was gonna say, what kind of fast food place would check? I feel like Chick-fil-A is the only place to check for stolen valor.
Oh, Chick-fil-A. Oh, Chick-fil-A.
It'd be like that and like a gaydar. They have like a gaydar that right at the door, so if you walked in and you're gay, it immediately rings and everyone knows you're gay.
Yeah.
It's they don't know anything about it. It's just there. So if you don't want to out yourself, you just have to not go there.
And the worst part is I like Chick-fil-A chicken. That's the thing I have noticed. There's a lot of fast food places that have homophobic like CEOs or leadership, but there are also the places I like. So I think homophobia just makes it taste better.
That and sexism.
Yeah. Honestly, bigotry
Spe-
makes food tastier.
Speaking of bigotry, Team Crafted.
Team crafted. So yes.
A prelude to the Proud Boys.
Oh god, I can see it right now. Net nobody making a video about why Biden is such a terrible president. Like it's a diss track roasting all the liberals.
It's like in the background is like him like CS:GO surfing.
Oh, or are we back to the days of Leafy is here?
Yeah. Anyway, where were we with Team Crafted? Right,
Team
it was
crafted.
nothing but apparently it was nothing but nonstop partying.
Yeah, it was like nonstop partying, and it just drove a giant wedge between all of the members, eventually leading to it falling apart. They went pretty quietly, actually. Very little actually came out of Team Crafted. Uh, they all remained friends largely, though. God, I'm remembering this, and I'm remembering all the YouTubers that kind of got screwed by Team Crafted. One of which was Basherverse. I was a
I feel
Basherverse fan.
I feel as though his downfall had several other complicating
It
factors.
was not exclusively a Team Crafted thing, but he did get screwed by Team Crafted breaking up.
He did.
Man, it's weird thinking I was a giant Basher fan for a while. Those are the days, right, when you could just... I don't want to actually... Let me rephrase what I'm about to say carefully. It was just wild that back in the day you could grow attached to like a Minecraft creator that really made you laugh. And you'd spend months watching him, or him, her, whoever, and you'd form like, the classic YouTuber parasocial relationship. And then 3 months later find out they were a pedophile the whole time. And this happened for so many big creators. It's
I,
ridiculous.
it's just like the old cowboy days of the internet where like everyone was like there and no one really like back then you just started a YouTube channel. No one had to know anything about your life
Yeah?
or what you were into. You just came out of nowhere and could hide behind a shitty 480p fucking video of Minecraft and be like, yeah, this guy's cool.
Yeah?
Like nowadays, we're out of the cowboy days of the internet because everything is so much more moderated and simply you start like fucking look at Tommy Innit. Like we've literally seen that bastard child grow up
Yeah?
as British as he is and and like we know so much about him. It's like celebrity now, like normal
Yeah.
celebrity where like you get all like the tabloid shit with
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
But
And
back then, you could just be any old fucking creep and just happen to be good at Minecraft Bed Wars, and you're good.
yeah. And funny enough, that does tie back in the Technoblade. Uh, some people have probably seen videos about this right now, specifically about Charlie from I believe I forget what his YouTube channel's name, but Moist Critical. That fucking the guy everybody potatoes. The guy everybody knows is the yeah baby guy. He made videos about this. People are milking Technoblade's death like they were TMZ. There's channels out there, one of which recorded like what 27 videos about Technoblade's death within the past 3 days. Uh, yeah,
Can't say that's new though.
definitely not. But this is the kind of attention that's on Technoblade's passing right now, who he is, and the rest of the Dream SMP is stuff that in years past would be reserved for like Lady Gaga or
Yeah.
Katy Perry or Taylor
Before
Swift.
channels just stop uploading, and be like, "What happened?" Like, "Oh yeah, that guy died in a car accident."
Nowadays,
That-
okay,
Nowadays, the guy who died in a car accident is probably live streaming it.
probably. I'm surprised we
Before he
don't see
died.
I'm surprised we don't see many more people die on live streams. Actually, I have enough.
Do you want more of them? Question mark.
I'm not legally. I've been advised to not answer that question by my lawyer. I have
You're
enough
studying
obsidian.
law school.
Yes. I have enough obsidian. I actually could go to the Nether without ever getting diamond. This village is fucking awesome.
You gonna go and meet? I'm not gonna finish that.
Please
You gonna,
don't.
you
Don't
gonna,
make me sad.
you gonna meet Shinzo Abe?
uh, I'm sorry, Mr. Prime Minister. Hopefully those birth rates. No, birth rates, rates. I. We gotta cut that. I actually. Oh, we gotta cut that.
We're not cutting it.
I actually just mumbled it and it sounded awful. That was not intentional. I actually just No, I'm gonna get canceled. No.
Listen, they can't cancel you. That's ableist. Okay, we'll get them with that.
Ableist?
Well, yeah, because you clearly have a problem mumbling.
I'm
You're
not.
mentally
I'm
deficient.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I meant to say rates, but I mumbled, and so it sounded like I said something else. Oh my! I'm so sorry.
Oh god.
Oh my god. This is scuffed.
Oh god. On that note,
Christ.
we're versus raid. Remember to vote in the midterms. Anyway.
Well, versus voting in the midterms. There was a shooting like 30 minutes from my house, and they told a survivor to vote. I live. Okay, I live right next to both Kenosha and Highland Park. So that's like two mass shootings in the news right around me. I am a fucking 2 for 2, baby.
That's what you get when you. That's what you get when you live in Illinois.
Where did that skeleton shoot me from? Oh, there he is.
Oh god, it's happening again. Yo, imagine you're in Chicago late at night, thinking I just want like a just Subway sandwich. This is sounding a lot like just a Smollett, but you're doing it for real this time. You're just walking around at 2 a.m. in the freezing cold of Chicago, and just it's a skeleton riding a spider fucking runs up on you. What are you doing?
What, they fucking crank a 90?
They're cranking 90s,
They
okay?
crank a sick 90 and then just instantly shoot me in the head?
Yeah.
Christ. I don't
I'm,
think there's anything I can do at that point.
at this point in how Chicago is, I wouldn't be surprised if the literal undead from Minecraft just started appearing and it's their own gang. It's them versus the Latin Kings.
The Latin Kings. That's not too dissimilar to some of the gang names by me. There's a gang by me called the Disciples.
There is legitimately a gang called the Latin Kings.
I don't doubt it. That sounds
That's
like a very real gang name.
Speaking of gangs, Team Crafted, or
Why do we keep coming back to Team Crafted?
because we have to stay on topic somehow.
What is the topic of this video?
It was supposed to be nostalgia, but apparently we're just now getting to our real current day mortal crisis.
Look, back then the biggest moral crisis was how many kids is fucking Sky Does Minecraft going to touch?
I don't think he touched any kids, he just meshes them weirdly. There are other YouTubers that are way guiltier of that.
Like Lion Maker?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's so weird, like, nowadays, like, I don't know. I guess it's quote-unquote better to have this, like, you know, fucking microscope everyone, because it kind of, you know, filters out the creeps. Like, it
Yeah.
feels like nowadays, people get canceled way too early. Like, before then, like you were mentioning, we had like a 2-year investment at least before we found out a Minecrafter or someone we liked was a fucking murderer. Nowadays, we find out like they said some unsavory stuff when they were 8 years old on a fucking Club Penguin forum, and they're fucking ass blasted into irrelevance for like 6 months, and they come back.
I'm surprised
Like,
Call Me Carson managed to come back.
what did he do again?
Basically exactly what you said. He was messaging minors.
I thought he was measuring them while he was like 18, so it was like barely a thing.
I don't know. All I know is he got canceled for it, and I thought that'd be the last of him, but no, he came back. And he seems to be doing pretty well.
I haven't heard of him at all.
Mm?
At least after the fuck, I remember when he was everywhere, and I fucking hated him because just a he was just like a mumbling moron that people seem to like.
Yep. Uh, I'm kind of ambivalent towards Carson.
Yeah,
He certainly was one of the YouTubers of all time.
he was one of them, as we are now.
Fuck, we are YouTubers.
They're YouTubers. We're playing Minecraft on the
Well,
internet.
I'm playing Minecraft on the internet.
I would be too if fucking Daddy Gates didn't fucking network up fucking all of this shit to where I have to pay for the privilege of playing with my own friends.
We could have just played on a multiplayer server.
I would rather die. If we're gonna do it or doing it the way I remember, back in the good old days.
I'm older than you. If anything, I should be remembering these days.
Well, you were busy being outside or something. I don't know.
You think way too
Back in
highly of me.
back in the day, I watched the Creatures, which let me explain to you the downfall of the fucking Creatures.
By all means.
So, the main group was, if I remember correctly, Seamus, Kutra, Dan's News, Uber Hexer Nova. Dan Z wasn't there for long. Spoonerism was kind of in and out, and a few others. I say they're the main, like Dan's News, Kutra, and Nova are like the main trio, per se, cause it gets crazy real fucking fast.
Okay.
So, the Creatures. Let me give you the shortened version. The Creatures buy their first house. Everyone moves in. They make weird videos of them like going to movies, giving their reviews as a group, and generally doing some skits, like the Pixie Dust Bust video, where Uber Hexer Nova dresses up as Gumby because that was his like meme at the time. Some people leave. They move to another house. They get more people. Some other people leave. They eventually move to an office. And generally, the thing with the Creatures is that they never had focus or stability, and that was mostly based on Kutra. Kutra was basically the main guy behind the Creatures.
Okay.
Like, he was there till the very end. Him and Dan's News was there to the very end. And Kutra was not a YouTuber. He was basically an average working Joe who happened to find YouTube and seemed to keep meddling with shit, trying to be on edge, like on the cutting edge.
Right.
And it oftentimes ended up hurting crew. Because eventually you just keep driving people away and bringing in new people and keep changing, like the Yogs cast is the Yogs cast no matter how much people change, no matter who's in a video.
Right.
It's just the Yogs cast playing either Minecraft, Tekkit, or a dumb other fucking game.
I'm particularly fond of their Civ. Of their
Yeah.
Civ series.
Yeah, so the Creatures went through many iterations. First, they were like skits and like, vlogging. Then it was like office shenanigans. Then it was like, normal gameplay stuff. Then it was like Creature News, where they like do like internet reviews and stuff when they were when in the office. On and off again, their podcast changed. With like one era would end, another would begin with completely different people. It was just constantly different energies.
Right.
The real decline of the Creatures started, I believe, when they joined Achievement Hunter, because they did do that.
Oh shit, they were Achievement Hunter?
They were. In fact, I believe they were in a video with them.
Hmm.
When they joined, I was really signaling the end, because eventually, around that same time, like Nova, Uber Haxer Nova, most just call him Nova or James. Nova was like, again, the third person who was always there no matter what. He was getting tired of it constantly, and he brought in his own friend Alex, Immortal HD, as you probably know him.
Oh yeah, Immortal HD.
Yeah, so they were friends, and basically, under the surface, what Kutra kept meddling with shit, basically changing the vibe and changing the shows constantly, to try to stay on the cutting edge and treating it like an actual job, as it you'd think would be better for it, since you're trying to approach it from a professional standpoint. Really was not. He was just attached and not really understanding what he didn't understand what a community was, basically.
Right.
Like, he just was trying to make a product that kept getting better and better. UberX Nova, on the other hand, at this point had gotten pretty big on his own, had a Immortal HD, and had his own style and voice of doing things.
Right.
And so eventually, him and Alex break off and form Couchop.
Okay.
Do you remember Couchop?
I do not.
Couchop was an offshoot that was just Immortal HD and Uber and Nova James at that time. And once he left, the entire soul of the creatures collapsed in on itself. Because as soon as he left, it left a gaping hole, and then everyone sort of realized at that same point, there's nothing there to fill it. It was just constantly shifting mass of ideas that just didn't keep up with anything. Now, modern times are their own internal logic or spirit. It was just this vast, empty conglomerate of different people who kept trying different things to see what stuck, and oftentimes it didn't. So once James left with Alex to form Couchop, which was immediately more popular, and had its own edgy sort of voice, they just broke shit most of the time. It was great. I think Couchop was the best.
Hey, killed a ghast.
Good job. The creatures became aghast. It was a ghost, basically. It was just this floating nebulous thing, and they
Nice
moved out of their
segue.
office. They moved out of their office and they formed like a smaller group. And you think like, okay, they're a smaller group now. It's just Kutra and Dan's News. Maybe they can bring it back. But no, their last video was literally Kutra and Dan's News, the two forever members, just announcing they quit. And Dan's News is a sweet guy.
Aww.
Like, he's just an honest to God, fat white dude, bearded guy nerd. He loves Batman. That's like his true gimmick. He always loves Batman. He has tattoos of it all over his body. He's just a cool, earnest guy who's legitimately sweet. And in the video, he'd tell he's like borderline fucking crying through the entire thing because he had built this thing in the early days of YouTube, like at the same time as like, you know, Achievement Hunter and all that shit. Like, he had seen it all. Kutra in the literal fucking farewell video said, I already got a job lined up, so it's like whatever. At least that's what it felt like. Like, you can clearly tell he didn't give a shit. That this thing that inspired so many people's childhoods was just ending because he already had a job on the line.
Yeah.
Which I guess fair enough, but like still a dick move.
Definitely.
So the creatures just ended unceremoniously. Couch Hub eventually ended, but that's basically because James literally said, my aim for Couch Hop is to give a platform to support my friends, because he had made his enough money and had nothing else to gain.
Hmm.
And once that happened, he just quit doing Couch Hop because it was taxing on his body and his spirit, and he just wanted to do his own shit.
That's
and he
fair.
helped his friends make money. So he left him the channel, and then like, I don't know how long they lasted after. I think a year or two. They all decided to just end it because it was the end of an era. They were advertising it. They brought back Hunter, who was a very old school YouTuber.
Oh shit.
Some new people launched their own channels. Basically said, all right, this is done. It served its purpose.
I found an abandoned mine shaft.
Yeah, that's the creatures right there. That's the channel.
Please don't be poison spiders. This is gonna be poison spiders.
That's how we felt looking at Minecraft YouTubers. Sometimes
Fuck,
they're
creeper!
poison spiders.
Oh, this is bad.
Oftentimes, all of them are creepers. So yeah, that was the end of the creatures, which is
A story.
yeah, it's weird. Like, they were so on again, off again, that it was like hard to ever keep up being a true fan. It just wasn't consistent. Like I said, they kept trying to change the new ideas. But like, the thing is, Uber Nova was like the second YouTuber I ever watched. The first YouTuber I ever watched was a guy called Danebo. Yes, you might know him as the creator of The Annoying Orange.
Huh.
Yeah, he's that guy. He had his own live channel. I think when I first saw him, the Annoying Orange was like just getting started. So I watched that way before anyone else, or not way before anyone else, but like way before it got popular and started the ball rolling.
God, you are a hipster.
That's virtue of me being born.
You know who my favorite YouTuber was? Or my first YouTuber was?
What?
Oxhorn. Have you ever heard of Oxhorn?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
He played the Opera Den really well.
Fuck you. You haven't heard of Oxhorn.
He also does a lot of Fallout content. That's his main thing.
You haven't heard of fucking Oxhorn.
I'm describing his channel.
No, you aren't. You're hallucinating.
Is this what gaslighting is?
It's not gaslighting. You're just crazy.
You're gaslighting yourself into believing this is gaslighting.
Honestly, you're so fucking crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I never cheated on you. That's not even a thing.
Where is this coming from?
You don't know? Wow, you really are crazy. Anyway, yeah. So, Danebo was the first YouTuber I like knew by name. I always looked him up, and I remember he just started a gaming channel, because those are getting popular. Like literally the rise of gaming channels as like a subset. It wasn't just this weird thing some people did.
Hmm.
And like when everyone started getting gaming channels, like every vlogger had to have a gaming channel, like fucking Jenna Marbles and whatnot.
Yeah.
He mentioned in his first Happy Wheels video, this is when it started popping off. He mentioned Uber Haxor Nova's name, and the name was so weird I had to look it up, and that's how I found out this weird screaming guy, who yelled a lot and said cuss words that made me feel funny. And it was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm edgy.
I didn't know you had a degradation fetish.
If I did, it'd make things a lot simpler.
You say that about everything.
Yeah, but now I am beyond my own comprehension, let alone yours.
Oh, fuck. Fuck you, skeleton.
I wish it was that simple.
God fucking damn it.
Stop giving me segues. Anyway.
Stop
Yeah.
being segwayable, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, just looking back on it, I feel as though like I look at like children now and just think like, how do you find anyone who's your own? It feels like every YouTube channel pops off so fast
Yeah.
that like it's incapable of like hugging onto it and being like, this is mine.
Mm.
Like fucking Nerd Cubed, the creatures, just a bunch of random others I've forgotten now. Because it's hard to tell because I've like early game theorists. I remember them.
Oh god, I remember early game theory too.
Yeah, like it was that like. I think Game Theory was like the last channel I felt like I really discovered. Like they had only a few videos. They had a weird concept that they executed very well for the time, and you could see them get better.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everyone usually comes out like so polished, and I guess it's because we live in the content creation age. I mean, look at us.
Yeah, we're super well polished, popular videos.
Well, I'm just saying, like we have like more basic knowledge than anyone in like 2011.
That's fair.
Like we're like angling it, like we're putting tags on videos and shit. Oh, I am because I'm editing them. Mostly just for memes, because I always put like Fortnite and FNAF in there. Just
One of these days
people.
that's gonna work.
Yeah, but yeah, like like.
Oh! I found a enchanted Mendy. This seed is awesome. What
yeah.
seed is this? Like, this is
yeah.
completely randomly generated. I want to say I did not set this up. This has just been a very, very good seed. I swear I'm not Dream. I didn't cheat.
But yeah, like everyone comes out now like so well polished, and like it's very rare nowadays where you find a YouTuber who's still finding their voice.
Mm.
Like the most recent example I can think of is Stuff Made Here. You know that guy who made like the moving backboard for basketball and some shit?
Yeah.
Like that guy. Like you see his first video, like even though he gained subscribers like crazy fast, you can see from his first video like how uncomfortable he was in his voice because he's literally just a NASA nerd who now has free time and money. to like this guy who's like has like actual funny bits that aren't like ironically funny because of how bad they are.
We call it the Mark Rober effect.
Yeah, it's like this guy blew up so fast, but you could still see him like going into his own. But his video editing, his everything was just so already there. It was really just his persona that had to grow, which I guess is really what it matters in the first place.
Hmm.
So if I feel a connection to that, but like by the time I found Dream, it was like, yeah, he's Dream. He does this weird manhunter shit. Tag along to the ride, fucko.
Shit,
I don't
I'm
know.
really deep.
I want to say I missed that, but like at the same time, it's just a matter of like the age. To say you missed that is to say you missed the time when you couldn't like meet people on the internet and just like talk to them and make friends for life,
Is
like
that?
we had.
Yeah. Is that a
And
Geo?
what are your thoughts on that?
Uh, I'd say the more the internet changes, the more it stays the same. What we experienced back then with Minecraft, with our favorite YouTubers, nowadays kids are experiencing, and I say this quite seriously, with things like Fortnite. Our big thing was Minecraft YouTubers. Theirs is going to be Fortnite streamers, and that's just a difference in how we grew up compared to them, how the internet is back then. Especially the rise of streaming is made it even more possible than old YouTube for just random people to gain a following and an audience. I think the reason why we see so much streamer drama these days about them, like old school Minecraft drama, I think like Lion Maker was a pedophile the entire time. Tobuscus.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned Tobuscus. I feel like we should have, but I'm glad we didn't because I don't want to get into that.
I don't want to either, but like
Pack the mind of a man who talked over his trailers.
I only bring it up because back then we only heard about things when they got really bad. Nowadays, with the rise of streaming, uh, because people are found out so, like you said earlier, things are so connected, and but we can tend to catch on to the bad a lot sooner than we used to. And I need to hit this sick MLG, or else I'm gonna die with cool materials. I could safely block down, but I'm not going to.
Do it. Die.
Hit it!
Content.
Hit it! Oh, I'm a god. Fuck you. Oh, and there's a geode down here. There's a million skeletons, though, firing at me from all angles.
Yeah, I know what you were saying. Remember, you decided to be the gameplay person this time. Now you have to talk while doing it.
I know. Oh, I'm focusing on the fucking skeletons.
You have to talk. Finish your point.
Fucking internet has grown more connected, and thus we are getting warning signs, seeding out the bad people before they do bad things. Fucking.
Yeah.
Can you shoot this? Thank you, skeleton.
It's I don't know. It's like it's sort of this thing where like it's kind of like I would compare it to like old school Hollywood mythology. Like you just have these guys who are actors and they're just actors. Like you don't know like like anyone who works for like a fucking Marvel production. Like we know like every movie they've been in, what they eat, and they keep asking obnoxious questions about them. And before you could just be like an actor who just does westerns and no one would know who the fuck you are. You
Yeah.
just keep seeing their faces like that guy's cool, he plays cool characters. And my YouTubers, oddly enough, were like that. In that they were actors in a way, and they had their personas, but it was like this very selective thing where they could let you in on their life.
Mm.
You know, like the rise of vlogging and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
they let you see their life, in a way. At least their perceived YouTube life. And that was invigorating. But still curated to the point where, like, there's still mystery about them. It was depending on what they wanted to show.
I guess look at the almost complete disappearance of faceless YouTubers. I think the biggest ones nowadays are H2O Delirious still, and I think maybe Swagger Souls as the only big name YouTubers who don't show their face.
Yeah, I mean, Technoblade was one of them.
He never actively showed his face, but in old videos on his channel, his face was there. He didn't Like, you could track his face. Is that a witch? Fuck, that's a
I know,
witch.
but he eventually dropped it for the sake of, I guess, a persona, which is
Yeah.
more common. Now people literally live stream themselves walking around the fucking streets of whatever,
Yeah?
and it comes to the point where so many people now make their lives about their content, and it feels so disjointed to where like this like I just wonder like this weird. You know how we talk about the AI singularity a lot about how when AI will become sentient or hyper intelligent?
Yeah.
When will content and people's lives be disconnected anymore? Like, I'm wondering when the singularity is going to come where, like, a person's entire life is just seen as content.
So, like a Truman Show type situation.
Yeah. Because it's getting there. Like,
Yeah?
streamers stream, like, for how many fucking hours per day? Like, the most popular ones. They stream for hours and hours upon end. And, like, so much of that is, like choreographed, like, meetings with people and other streamers for the sake of upping numbers in the end.
Yeah?
Like, it's so weird to, like, see all that. Like, when's the last time you heard of, like, an old school collab where, like, you have one YouTuber and he just brings on someone you have no idea who the fuck is?
It's been last I've heard of it, honestly, would have been when we brought Nimue on. God, my voice
Exactly.
cracked.
It's like everyone gets big so fast, and so, like, they start. I'm pretty sure it starts with Twitter artists making porn to YouTubers, and they somehow get connected that way, and all of a sudden they're like opening a fucking energy drink company together. It's
So,
like it's so corporatized to the point where, like, I don't know if people are watching people anymore.
so you're saying, we need porn drawn of us.
What I'm saying is, it's either that or we don't get our own Gamer Subs flavor.
That'll be the day when we get gamer subs.
Yeah, if Gamer Subs is listening, and I know you aren't, sponsor us.
What would we even name our own flavor?
We have to call it a twist of some kind because we're two people. Nail polish and Everclear twist.
I was gonna say, battery acid and strawberries.
Yeah, like something fruity, like hard candy and acetone twist.
Fucking, uh, Xanax and Pez.
That's just a thing that rappers do.
Xanax and Pez?
Probably, they probably make it like a fucking Pez dispenser with their own head and have it filled with Xanny bars.
Xanny bars. Oh,
Yep.
Christ. You certainly are gonna throw out your hip, old man.
Half one on my head.
What?
I'm done. I'm watching. I hurt myself at work today.
Diamond! I got a single diamond.
Good job.
I've been in this cave for fucking ever and I got one diamond out of it.
I mean, let's hypothesize for a second if we got big. Like, what would he even do with that? We would just keep making this? Would we try to vlog? Would we start our own hype house? Like, what would we do?
Ideally, if I got a cut of the money, it'd go straight into my transition. After that,
Well, yeah, but like the fucking content shit. Unless we film it, we're filming it. It's decided then. If the YouTube money is going to you transitioning, it's getting put into content.
what content is there about a fucking transition?
You get to start the video where, like, okay, so guys, and then you start crying, and then you cut away, and then it's just, like, trying to set up the camera for like 2 minutes. It's like, okay, today is very special, and then we have very somber music, and then we have a like inspiring montage of like us going to the hospital. You intercut with you explaining your journey or whatever. We'll call it the end of my journey, and then we'll click the title.
Right, fucking damn it.
And then in the next, we end the video when you're just getting out of the like the operating room, and we just about to see you. And then in the next video, we can call it your face pixelated, like the new me.
I want you to know that's not quite how transitioning works. I'd only be going into the operating room if I'm getting some kind of surgery, which would be something like, bottom or top surgery, Well, I guess I don't need top surgery. I'm not. More diamonds.
You're
Or
good
if
at it.
or
Fuck it, why not?
if I am actively like getting like something like a bone like reshaping my face to look more feminine, like our friend Umber had gotten.
If we're making YouTube money to afford to bankroll your surgery, we're making the most of it.
Damn it.
You're getting new bones.
At least let me clickbait it properly, like, oh, I'm dying, and then we do the whole
No.
thing, and then I come back out and like the host is dead now, but psych, I'm the host still. I
And we
transitioned.
and we use it to launch our own makeup line.
I don't know the first thing about makeup.
We don't have to. We hire Chinese people to do it for us.
Christ. To make it or to know something about makeup?
They'll explain it to us. It's called dropship marketing. We buy already made fucking makeup from like sitting in a
Ooh, a
warehouse in
dungeon.
Thailand. We call it something else with our own branding, and we make $1,000.
I found a
So
zombie
literally
spawner.
every person does. But yeah. But like, not talking like real shit. I'm talking like how would we even would we even still do this? You have to go to fucking law school and shit.
Well, I've changed my major, so I won't actually be going to law school. I'm going to paralegal studies, which is different.
You're gonna study the Paralympics?
No, paralegal is basically the same thing as going into law, but I don't actually appear in court. Paralegals do all the researching, the memorization of past cases for precedents.
You're a fucking Zoom lawyer. Okay, fuck you.
Oh, fuck you.
You're a Zoom lawyer.
What is that even supposed to mean?
It means you're like, you just do this stuff. I'm on Zoom. I'm in my little mousy hole. Ooh, I'm just gonna read my books. I can't do any cool stuff in corporate. I'll read for you. Ooh.
Oh, fuck you. More diamonds.
Okay, but yeah, paralegal. You just read shit for other people, I assume.
It's not that. I literally build court cases. It's all the same stuff lawyers do. I just don't appear in court.
So you're lame.
Fuck you. It's a cool field.
How are we supposed to make content from that?
I don't know. Why is my legal profession like content? We're not ever going to be Legal Eagle. Actually, we could be Legal Eagle, because Legal Eagle doesn't appear in court, and people still watch him.
Well, yeah, but he has a suit on. What's the reason you're gonna have a suit on?
Because I also need a suit on. It's professional business wear.
So you are a Zoom lawyer.
He's also a normal lawyer, but wears a suit.
I know, but we know he appears in court. I don't know. I'm half certain for a fact he quit being a lawyer and is just now making YouTube videos.
After he sued the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
How did that end up going for him?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't watch him. I'm not a fucking paralegal.
What do you mean you don't watch him? What has this whole conversation been about?
I'm talking about us making content for the future to keep up with the new kids and their demands. We must give more and more of our soul every day.
Do you think...
can't just be a Minecraft YouTuber. The last true one died.
Fuck you. Do you think any Zoomer will actually go and watch legal content? What about you? What are you gonna do with your life that we can market?
I don't know. How about DUI?
I was actually gonna say, why can't you just... Maybe I shouldn't say that.
You've already made one mistake.
That was a mistake. This would be me willingly saying something that should have gone unsaid.
But yeah, DUI, mental breakdown. I married a hooker out of Las Vegas. All the normal shit that we can market. I'm the wild man. I'm so wild, man, and I'm reality.
You're the least wild man I have ever met.
Literally yesterday, I went to Barnes and Noble with an hour for a friend, and I bought a book on Flannery O'Connor and alternate World War I history.
God, these baby zombies are persistent.
But yeah, that is what we would do. We would monetize your transition to medical whatever, and your inability to appear in court because you're a little piss baby.
Fuck you.
And for me, we'd monetize me slowly becoming deranged. And slowly becoming deranged into a conspiracy theorist YouTube channel. I'd definitely become a flat earther for content.
Yeah, but who wouldn't?
If our numbers were dipping, I would just slowly start slipping in flat earther shit.
That reminds me, I need to make a very special episode of this podcast for our good friend Shira at some point.
Is it where we're talking about the flat Earth?
No. Don't worry about it. Alright? If I offered to take you out for a drive at some point and I bring a shovel with me, it'll be really fun.
Well, did you assume I won't be drunk driving there?
Don't worry, I'll be the one driving.
I mean, I'm not drinking. Speaking of drinking, today we drink our last sip before we now perish into dust. Before it is the end of the episode.
Whoa! We've been recording for an hour already? It's been a fever dream.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're Dabble In Babble.
Oh yeah, this is the Dabble In Babble podcast. I'm Babble and he's Dabble.
Yep. And this is us signing off.
Later,
Welcome
gamers.
back to regular content.
Woo! Regular, that's a word we're gonna use here. Goodbye.